In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 powerful insights that promote wealth. On this channel, I share what I've learned from investing for about 4 decades, and it's probably information you're not going to hear elsewhere, which is why I started this channel. I'm sharing what I've learned about the reality of investing. Okay, so let me share these 3 powerful insights that do promote wealth. They make it easier to accumulate wealth. We hear a lot of negative things about accumulating wealth, about not having enough to retire, etc., etc. But I'm going to share these 3 things that will make it easier to promote wealth. The first thing is to establish and keep an ace up your sleeve. This requires thinking differently from mainstream finance and investing that says the way for us regular folks to achieve wealth is to get a job, save money, and slowly invest in stocks and bonds. An ace up your sleeve can be anything with the potential to provide a boost of wealth. So a boost of wealth at any given time, just that one pop of wealth. You know how it feels when you get a bonus or extra money and it just is that boost of wealth? That's what this is about. Because, well, let's face it, you really don't get wealthy from earning 7% before taxes and inflation on a buy and hold balanced stock portfolio unless you're already super wealthy and or you have money that's compounding for decades. No one can argue how great compounding is, but let's face it, you've got to be wealthy in order for your wealth to compound and it have a meaningful effect. It's not that this is wrong to compound money, it's just that it takes a really long time and a lot of discipline to do without what you really want in your life for most people for most of their lives. And just want to say that, sure, there's the millionaire next door approach of growing wealthy slowly over time by being frugal. And let me show you, I just happen to have right here, The Millionaire Mind, which I read years ago. But then I also want to point out that the author, Thomas J. Stanley, PhD, had a trump up his sleeve, the drive and the skills to produce a New York Times bestseller book. An ace up your sleeve can be many different things. It can be money or it can be skills. So this is just thinking outside the box, away from that mainstream thinking we hear over and over and over. Let me give you some examples of aces up your sleeve. Okay, it could be a side hustle that generates income, but then it can be sold for a profit. Small businesses can usually be sold, depending on the type of business, from 2 to 4 times annual earnings. So what if you had a little side hustle that made money and then you could sell that business? That is a perfect example of an ace up your sleeve. No interest in that? There are plenty of other ways to have aces up your sleeve. Another example is a stock incentive program at your employer. This was the first situation for me at my first real job that allowed me to leave my job after a number of years and go out on my own as a commercial real estate broker. So a stock incentive program can be a great ace up your sleeve. An angel investment or a partnership into some sort of small business can be an excellent ace up your sleeve. An unusual passion or drive that fuels some type of capital gain, some type of something that produces a capital gain. That can be an ace up your sleeve. A good bonus potential from your job, getting that big chunk at the end of the year that you can put into an investment. That's an excellent ace up your sleeve. And then the ace up your sleeve is that big chunk of money. And then a rental property that increases in value while you collect the rent over the years. Suddenly you've got a valuable property. That's an ace up your sleeve. Even home equity can be an ace up your sleeve, since a home can be sold to completely revamp your financial situation. The next powerful tool to promote wealth is to think in terms of after-tax dollars in the use of your money. For example, let's say you're going to buy a car. If you're like me, you buy slightly used cars, so you can buy a little bit nicer car, but you don't have to pay so much because you know it depreciates when you drive off the lot. So you're feeling pretty good, let's say, about the purchase of a $40,000 car. But the $40,000 car actually cost $51,282 of earned income if we're assuming that you're in a federal income tax rate of 22%. But you probably also pay state income taxes depending on where you live. What if your state income tax is, say, 5%? Then that car really cost you $54,795. But then we've got to add in Social Security of 6.2% that will be deducted from your paycheck. Okay, so now we've got 33%, that 22% plus 5% plus 6%. So let's divide that car purchase of $40,000 by 0.67 to see how much earning power that car really cost us. And we'll see it's almost $60,000. It's actually exactly $59,701. That use of your earned income went to the car that in your mind you're buying for $40,000. This is what makes it so hard to save money and why you have to be strategic in putting aside money and everything you do with money, really, because this is a huge chunk of our earned income that's going toward taxes and or Social Security. You can apply this same principle to anything, including investments. I recently did another video applying this concept to stock purchases. So make sure you take a look at that video if this interests you, and let me know in the comments if you want to know more about this or any of the things that I talk about on my channel. And if there's enough interest, I'll be glad to make a video about it. Okay, the third principle gets a little bit woo-woo. I'm going to warn you in advance, but it's super, super powerful. We have underlying beliefs about money that drive our actions, period. I'm 100% convinced about it. There's actually a field called behavioral finance because this is such a proven phenomenon. It's not just me being woo-woo. Fear is usually at the base of investing money because money is needed for survival. This is a core human drive that we have. So what can you do about this to promote more wealth in your life? First, you can simply start a journal about how you really feel about money deep down. Feels like on the surface we like it, right? But if we dig a little deeper, there's some stuff in there, I can promise you. I'm too old to get wealthy is a common belief. Women aren't smart about money is a common belief. Money is bad is very, very common. We don't have enough money. I'm not good with money, etc., etc., etc. I need to do what everyone else is doing because it's safer. The thoughts are endless, but those are very common thoughts about money. Start noticing your feelings, your thoughts, and your actions about money. Start noticing why you're doing what you're doing when you make those mistakes. Therein lies some really, really powerful answers. Then choose how you want to feel about money. Let go of those old thoughts that you probably got from your ancestors, and then make note of your improvements. Even if they're tiny little improvements, this means the shift is actually working, it's actually happening. Let me know if you want me to expand on this topic. I've spent a lot of time on this recently, including meditation and going to seminars on this. And remember, retire certain.